Hello, welcome back. Well, just came back. Actually, came back a while ago. Watched a football game. Made some buttersquash soup, which I'm gonna have for dinner since it's fall. I love butterscotch, roasted actually, butterscotch soup and roast beef sandwich with sauerkraut. Yummy. Anyhow, I came back from church, and that was about, I want to say maybe about 2 o'clock. So I decided to, oh, there it goes again, to flip it over. And I knew it wasn't ready, but I just wanted to show you what happens when your resin is not thick and it's not ready to be turned over onto your platter or dish or even a vase. I decided to do the vase instead of doing the platter and the vase because of how thin it was. So yeah, so I did. I got a vase that I've had, and I flipped it over, and again, it was not ready to flip over. It's actually dripping everywhere. However, it's starting to get a little bit more of a form. What I did was I put some bottles underneath there with my pouring art, just to lift up my plastic and to give it more of that natural organic shape to my vase. However, the side that I'm standing in, which you can't see, it is a hot mess. So this is where I'm going to have probably the issue tomorrow when I reveal it to see what it looks like. Again, my resin was not hard enough. And also what happened was my plastic, even though I had a nice sized plastic, it wasn't even. So excuse me, I got the hiccups. It wasn't even. So I had too much crowdedness on my table. It was too crowded. So when you're working with your vases and to make this free flowing resin, you want to make sure everything is clear away so you have enough space, and I didn't do that. So if you notice, I have too much on this side, which what you want, because it has a really nice shape all throughout, but this side did not have enough. I mean, it was just very little, so I'm trying to do my best to lift it up, to bring it some shape, and it's sort of not working. I might even bring another one on this side just to lift it up a little bit more, and it looks like that will stay. But this side here is just, I tried everything, it just did not work. It does have an awkward shape to it, but again, you know, sometimes things that are awkward or quirky are really pretty. I love the organic look to it. I love the flowing, I love the colors, I love the fact that it looks like glass, because it's dripping down and it gives it that beautiful glass effect. I'm just worried about what's going to happen tomorrow when I do reveal it and see how difficult it is for me to take off the plastic. Again, I don't know, we'll have to see tomorrow, but sometimes things that are awkward are the most beautiful things, right? Because we as humans are not perfect. We have our quirks, we have our imperfections, and I do believe that life is not perfect, even though we think it is, but it's not. And we'll just see what happens. I do believe that this is not going to be the best, because I can already tell there's a lot of imperfections in here in a lot of sense, especially up here in my base. I have this air pocket here, and I don't know how it got there. Air must have been trapped underneath it. I don't know when I placed it over again. However, I guess when I flip it over, I'll see what happens, but it just doesn't look the way that I want it to look. And it's, cause see how it's sticking to my glass? Hopefully it will not. And if I put my cup, see how it's all sticky and it's just a hot mess. If I bring it out a little bit more, maybe it might do its job, what it's supposed to do, now that it's sort of starting to harden up. However, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I do love this shape down there. It's beautiful. It's this side here that I'm having a big problem with, and I don't like it, but we'll see. Also, it looks like I'm gonna have probably some drippings of resin that look like almost like icicles. I'll probably have to cut those off because I really don't want those there. That's not the look that I wanted for this vase. But again, I'll just have to see tomorrow how it comes out. Now, I still have my bowl in here with my tomato sauce, and it looks like it's holding up very well. It's nice and tight in there, so it will give it a nice shape. But this here, well, I guess we'll have to play with it. But again, things not to do: make sure your resin is nice and thick. Okay, you have a nice thick layer so it doesn't spread out. Again, also make sure that you have your plastic nice and even, so clear everything away from your sides of your table, so all you have is your plastic on your table. Again, make sure that your plastic too has no creases on it, because I remember I had a crease on it when I poured it yesterday. So usually what I do with the plastic, if I have a crease on it, usually what I do with the shower curtains, I'll cut them out, I'll place a towel over them, and then I'll go over it with an iron. And what it does is it flattens my plastic out, and it works fantastic. As long as you do not put the iron onto your plastic, because you'll burn it. So make sure you put like a towel or something on it and you iron it, and it flattens out your plastic. And then what I do is with my plastic also, I use those hangers that you use for jeans or for skirts, and I just sort of clip it on there and I hang it, and it works fantastic. They keep their shape perfectly. So those are tips to keep your plastic nice and flat without having any creases on it when you're pouring. So, but yeah, so let's see what happens tomorrow. And I'm gonna go have my dinner because my roasted butter soup is almost finished. So anyhow, so I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.